Hello everyone, it's Reggie Retro here, back with a little update video for my city and town spawner. So this is basically where I left off. I am almost finished adding in everything that I mentioned in my first video that I posted. So right now I am able to spawn foliage and shrubs and trees and that sort of thing around each building. And also I'm almost done with the road spawner. So that is almost a thing, just a few things, hiccups if you will, here and there. And I will show you that shortly. So without further ado, starting off to mention, while I was doing some testing I was tired of keep adding, dragging in all my prefabs, so I started off by making a core property setting type of object placeholder kind of thing. So basically what that does is allows you to drag in all of your prefabs and the settings for the building spawner and the debris spawner, foliage and that sort of thing into this script, and that's automatically going to populate inside of these scripts. For instance, like these buildings right here, they're going to be identified right there. So that's just one less step that you have to do if you're making multiple, like small towns and that sort of thing. You already have your prefabs all loaded up and you don't have to do this separately. So I'm going to, if that dog would stop barking, that would be great. Going to start by creating a new one. This is just going to show you that everything is zeroed out basically. Other than the building property prefab, these are more or less just defaults that seem to work. So yeah, as you can see here, there's no buildings, there's no debris spawner, no foliage, and that sort of thing. So if I wanted to quickly create from settings, it's going to take all of those properties and automatically place in all of my debris prefabs and that sort of thing. So long story short, just a small shortcut right there. So if I wanted to take the core setting or the core property number 3, kind of drag it over into a new place, start off by building property lines, populate the buildings, populate the debris. These debris objects are included in the wasteland asset kit. So the idea behind them is you would just drag them down a bit to make the bottom disappear, and then you would have your debris looking like that. For some reason the raycast is a little janky and it doesn't want to place them right on the ground. I have to figure out what's going on with that. So that's how the debris would show up there. And on to the foliage. Spawn the foliage in. We have a bunch of bushes now. And lastly, the tree spawner. So just like that, we have a small janky looking town. The collision isn't being checked as of yet. Just a if statement that I have to throw in there so that whenever something spawned on a building, it's kind of shifted to the side a bit. That's not a huge deal. It's somewhat of an easy fix if I can get that raycast working correctly. And as of now, I'm almost complete, or almost done showing you what updates that I have done. So if you remember last, we were at this stage, and now we're able to get all of this done fairly quickly. And on to the road spawner. Now this is what I'm most excited about, because the town's going to actually start to look like something. But not in this particular video, it's just the development stages, like setting up stages of the road. I'm sorry if this video is getting kind of long. I have had a lot to cover here. So now for the road spawner. Here's our road marker. and these should not be there. I actually just copied and pasted one of the foliage or tree scripts to basically use as a foundation for the road spawner. So I would basically hurry up and click populate road markers, and the road markers are these green dots. You can see here stuff's not looking how it should. Like for instance, we have this long line crossing in between buildings. That is due to the marker connections. Pay no attention to all of these prefabs here. They're not supposed to be there. So what the marker connection is every time one of these markers are placed, it connects, or it draws a line to the next marker that's inside of the list of the array list of vector 3 locations. So what that does is draws the line, goes to the next one in the list, draws a line, goes to the next one in the list, draws a line, goes to the next one in the list, draws a line, so on and so forth. And yes, as I was starting to mention, is the connection markers would then be listed as just this one connection to the next marker, to the next road marker. So what now exactly right now what is happening is just searching through and trying to find everything that's labeled like a property line, or anything that's labeled property line, because it's inside of this prefab as a whole, and then populating that inside the road markers. So that's actually not going to be there. It's going to be one single vector 3, or pardon me, prefab, which is the road marker inside of this list, or any other road markers that you want to add. So for example, if I just shift this building over to the side here, for example, if we wanted this road marker to be connected to this one, we would then be able to go inside the road marker connections and then add that, and then a line would be drawn. You'd be able to shift things over. It's not fully working yet. I finished this last night and wanted to post a video really quick to show my progression. I'm in ISO mode. So yeah, you'd be able to drag these markers all along and then make the best route for your road. And as I mentioned, or started to mention before, like if I didn't want this connection here, I would just click on that one, go to the road markers, and then drag that prefab in to make that connection. And then we're going to add in like a recalculate or redraw road, so that it removes this one, remove this line, and then throws the line right there, and then later instantiates the road underneath it. So that was a little bit of rambling on my part. I'm sorry about that. That is basically where I'm at right now. Hope you guys liked the video. This is Reggie Retro, and peace out, everybody.